Hello, hello, hello. We are live. We are live from Hagerstown, Maryland, and from pretty
Hickory, North Carolina.
okay. And this is the Smart Move podcast. Today, we decided to go live rather than just recording and sharing with you later. We want you to be part of the conversation. So, we're going to give a few minutes for some of you to join and also take that opportunity to share the live on our platforms, different platforms as well. So we'll take about 1 to 2 minutes here to share and we will get started shortly. So, Freddie, how was your day?
Very good. I hope your day was good too.
Yeah, mine was amazing as well. I had a closing today. It was just a long drive, about 2 hours away from my house, and everything went well. A 32-year-old young lady who's now a cash flow princess. She's about to do some house hacking with her first property, and I'm so proud of her. So it was an amazing, amazing day. She was a master class because she was a first time home buyer, but I learned a lot throughout that process. So yeah, it was a great day for me.
That's great. Was it the duplex or a single family?
No, really. No, it wasn't a duplex. Oh, we already have a lot of people. I was waiting for them to. Can you please invite your friends? You can share this. Guys, you know we are business owners and we can't really give you a time and stick to it. Last time we wanted to go live and talk to you guys about scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. We wanted to have that conversation with you, but we were not able to make it. So we're doing that today without giving you any notice because we really can't give you any notice. We're trying our best to juggle our schedules and still be able to give you some content out there. So again, this is Coach Lisa Prudy from Hagerstown, Maryland, and I'm with Freddie Fofay from
From Hickory, North Carolina.
exactly. And so you are watching or listening to the Smart Move podcast, and the goal of this podcast is to share our experience with you, share our smart moves with you, and hopefully motivate you or inspire you enough so that you can go out there and be successful and we can all win. Because in this process, being successful alone doesn't have any interest at all. But as a community, when we all grow, we all win. And that's absolutely the reason why we're here. So please let us know your first name and where you are joining us from. I see somebody's already saying hello, all. Hi, I can't see your name for some reason, but if you could just give us, your first name and the city that you're joining us from, that would be awesome. We are currently sharing the live stream to our other platforms, so if you can do the same, in about 1 minute, we can get started. So, Freddie, that's what my day was like. It was really to witness this young lady achieving her American dream, getting her first home, and she's about to turn that home into, she's gonna turn it into an investment home because she's gonna live she's gonna live upstairs, and her lower level, she's going to rent out her lower level, and she's only about 16 minutes to Washington D.C. So she can even have the option to do Airbnb and she'll be very, very profitable and that's gonna help her pay her mortgage. So that's absolutely brilliant. It's a beautiful house, 2019. I was so, so happy for her. Yeah, that's about my day.
That's great. She's been closing every day for the past like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been closing. The year started very well for me. What about you? It's peak season now for car selling.
We are in the prepping process, heavy, like
Mm,
heavy.
okay. So
Uh,
you're getting inventory right now for when people are gonna get their tax refund, they'll be buying a lot of cars.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, we are getting the inventory ready because I've been buying heavy for the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to make sure that everything is ready. But this season seems to be a little bit slower than the previous year, I would
Mhm.
say, because IRS opened, I think that was last week. And as of today, people are still expecting. Previous year, people were filing their taxes to like Jason Herwit, and then they were able to get something.
Mhm.
So, but looks like this year is going to be a little bit different.
Oh wow. But anyway, I'm sure people are going to be able to find some money and be able to buy some cars either for themselves or maybe as a gift for their children.
Mhm.
But definitely this is your season. So I wish you all the best. We have Bettina joining us from Maryland. Welcome, Bettina. I hope you're doing great. We also have Juval. Juval is in New York. Freddie, have you ever been to New York?
Not like really, really in New York. I've been like we were trying to visit on our way to Canada, but the traffic was so bad. We just decided to turn around and take the highway.
That is New York for you. Anyway, welcome, Jiva. Thank you for joining us. Please share the live. We're going to start. This topic is very, very, very important. The reason why I say it's important is because today there's going to be a shift in the way you think. There's going to be a shift in your mindset. We talk a lot about mindset. We talk a lot about finances. We talk a lot about building wealth. We talk about real estate, entrepreneurship, and we share all the tips, all our experience, all the opportunities that we find. We share that, and that's the reason why we have started this podcast. Freddie and I, we are entrepreneurs. We are very busy, but we believe that we have been very, very blessed. Freddie, you watch his story. Freddie has been in the U.S. for barely 5 years, and he's already a millionaire. And he became a millionaire 2 years ago, so only after 3 years in the United States. So if he can do that, you can do that. And I started the millionaire movement a while ago, and a lot of people join me in the millionaire movement, either by investing in the stock market or in real estate, and they're building wealth, and we're building generational wealth. And we talk the walk and we walk the talk. So we don't just come sit here and tell you stories that we read in books. We tell you things that we have experienced. And every time that we find an opportunity to share something new with you, we do that. And today, this topic is going to create something, a mindset shift. And that alone is going to make you well. It's going to make you wealthy because wealth begins in your mind. All your limitations, all your success starts in your mind. So we're going to talk about that today. Freddie, if you are ready, let's get started. I hope you guys have shared. Nathalie, j'espère que tu as partagé le live. Bettina, Duval, please guys share the lives on as many platforms as you can. I just shared it on a couple of platforms too over here. And so I think a lot of people will join us so we can all have this conversation. So, Freddie, I'm going to give you, the opportunity to start here to just tell us a little bit about, scarcity, because today we're talking about scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. When I say scarcity mindset, what comes to your mind? Like, how can you define that? And you also in your comment, I'm reading your comment. So, Judith, bienvenue. Judith Reine Kwemeni, welcome. You can also share your thoughts about what scarcity mindset means to you. Freddie, over to you.
Thank you. Scarcity mindset is like the reason why we pick this is it's something that happens in a lot in our community, in everybody's mind. So somebody that has a scarcity mindset is somebody that always thinks that um, he's not doing enough, like he's not, like the person will focus more on what they don't have than what they do have.
Mm,
So that's a very big problem because if you can't appreciate what you already have, it's going to be very difficult for you because in life you can't have anything that you want. You really can. So here today, there's a lot of examples that I can have to actually drive you through to understand what is scarcity, and you are going to recognize yourself in a lot of them, like a lot of them. It can be with money, and it can be with like in relationship, because some people are in some relationships where they can't, like, even if the relationship is not what they deserve or what they has been thinking about, they always like they are always scared to leave because they think that they can't find any better than what they already have.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
the problem.
Yeah.
Like, for example, a person that is abused in their relationship, thinking that if they leave the relationship, they won't be able to find somebody better.
Yeah.
That's something that happen in our mind all the time.
Yeah.
Like, if you talk to like 80% of people, they're gonna tell you it's the same. Like, you are in a in a job somewhere, but you think that you can't have better than that. So you limit yourself to something that you want to secure, thinking that this is the best place to be, or you don't deserve better, because you give excuse to yourself saying that, oh, with my diploma I can't make that much money. And from us coming from where we are coming from, it was like, I don't know how to explain that. It was like clone in our mindset, thinking that, okay, you can't be rich, or rich is a bad thing, or and things like that will follow you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
why today we decided to talk about this topic, because it's very important to understand that you can pass the six figures. Because for a lot of people, like, making six figures is the top of the top. You can do six, seven, eight figures, nine figures. Like, the sky is the limit.
mm,
And the person that has a scarcity mindset in our community, for example, like, somebody will know a field that pays well, or a business that is very, very good business, but they are afraid to share with their people, because they think that if you get in, it's going to cut their shares, or they're not going to make more money. That's why we decided to talk about this,
yeah.
because this is something that we are really affected by.
Right. Yeah, that's very powerful what you just said, Freddie. Thank you so much for that explanation. Natalie, Bettina, Judith, Duval, I don't know if this makes sense to you. When we talk about scarcity mindset, it's actually scarcity mindset, in my opinion, is the poison of the mind. It's the
Mhm.
main reason why people are wicked, people are unsuccessful, and people are bitter, and people, get to a point where they're depressed, because they live in a paranoia where they think that they're in a zero sum world where at any point they may not have enough. So every time that they have their paycheck, they're living in fear and anxiety. Even when they get home and they check their mailbox, they're scared about the bills that are coming, about everything that's coming. So they always in a position where they think that they don't have enough. And so I'm going to give you um a few things that would make you determine if you are living in a scarcity mindset, and you can let me know if you're feeling that way. If you're feeling that way, we're also going to discuss how to live in an abundance mindset, and so that you can switch, you can make that mindset shift and start living in abundance. Like Freddie said, somebody who lives in scarcity mindset is always scared that they will not have enough. Remember when we were in Africa, and Natalie, tell me if I'm wrong. You're gonna see a lady coming back from the market, and you're gonna ask her comment était le marché, maman? Est-ce que le marché s'est bien passé? Elle va te dire non, ma fille, le marché était dur. Le marché était dur. Even if she sold everything, like she's coming back, et son plateau est vide.
Yeah.
Basically, she sold all the
Empty
goods
handed.
that she took to the market. Whether she went to the market to sell chickens, avocado, tomatoes, or whatever, she sold all of that. But when you ask her how was market today, she's gonna tell you, well, it was not that good, it was just there. She can never tell you, oh my fille, j'ai eu une belle journée au marché. It's like, oh, in Africa and some other places, and a lot of people out there, it's like we always think that by saying that we are successful, something is going to happen to that success. We always have the feeling that if you show people that you have money, that money is going to disappear. If you show people that you're
Mhm.
doing well, then they're going to go and conspire and go see, some witch doctors so that they can make you become poor or something. That is scarcity mindset. And so you can't always look at the glass as half empty. Somebody who has a scarcity mindset looks at the glass half empty. And every time that they look at the glass, they already start feeling anxiety. Oh my God, what if I no longer have enough, to drink or something like that? And so Freddie told you that scarcity mindset can be applied in so many things, right? And I apply that even where I like in my own house. If I'm gonna sit here and I'm using toothpaste, or I'm using, paper towel, or I'm using pencils or whatever, and then every time that I'm using it, I'm scared that, oh my God, maybe this is the last one. You have to be very careful. No, no, no. It is gonna stress me out, right? It's going to stress me out. And so I'm going to come back and tell you how I handle that. So number one, you can't always be in a position where you want to give people the impression that you're not making enough, that you don't have enough. You have to appreciate it. It goes with gratitude. This number one goes with gratitude. You have to be able to appreciate what you have. And those who know me, Judith, Natalie, even Bettina, you will know that I'm always grateful, right? I'm always giving testimonies. I'm always coming and posting screenshots of something that I'm grateful about. It's not because I'm the wealthiest person on earth. It's not because I'm the most successful person on earth, but it's because I'm always appreciating everything that comes my way. So you can't always act like you don't have enough. If not, in your relationship, like Freddie said, you're going to be in an abusive relationship, and you're going to be scared to go because you don't know what's going to happen to you out there. I always think that even if I end up with 7 children, I know that people are out there insulting us mothers that have children from different dads. My children are from 2 different dads, and I don't care. So if life, and I don't wish that, but if life forces me to end up with 7 children with 7 different fathers, I'm not gonna give up on love. I'm still gonna love. I'm still going to be out there, and I'm still going to be hopeful that there's still going to be someone out there who's going to love me even with my 7 children. So as people are out there, giving you the impression that the world is so small, it's just this one man. So anything that he does, I'm just going to take it because où est-ce que je vais aller trouver un autre homme? Les hommes sont rares là-bas dehors. This is really a scarcity mindset. Number two, when you remember when you were in class back home, I used to see people, Freddie, in class that would never speak. Have you experienced that? Have you ever
Yeah,
experienced that?
they are
You,
afraid to make mistakes.
you guys in the comment section, let me know. Did you have that classmate? The classmate that would never speak, but who's going to have 20 sur 20, 19 sur 20, 18 sur 20. But he never, like, même quand le professeur pose la question, he would never say, yes, sir, I have the answer. Right? That is the person who's always scared that maybe if I share my knowledge, maybe I'm not good. I'm going to lose what I know or something. I'm not probably, I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to be that good. And that is a terrible mentality. Just having Freddie and I sitting here tonight talking to you after our work day, and we are business owners, we are tired. I had a closing today very far. I drove about 5 hours today. So I'm tired, but I'm sitting here. We're sharing our knowledge with you, right? That is how you combat that scarcity mindset. You share your knowledge. Sure. What do you think about that, Freddie? Those people who are always scared that if I tell people about what I know, maybe they're gonna
Yeah.
come and compete with me.
Mm-hmm. And that's a huge problem.
Have you ever
It's
experienced that?
all day, like
Yeah.
every day. If you talk about like people in our community, like those are the one that are master. Because I remember when I was trying to become a dealer, there's a guy that told me that it requires a lot of money to become a dealer. And finally, when I find out that, because I got my dealer license and I made a video, I made a video about it. I shared it live in a group to tell people that it's like the $50,000 they require in the bond. It's not that they require you to have $50,000
Yeah.
because I had 2,500 when I was applying for my dealer license, and
Hmm.
like two Cameroonian told me that no, you can't become a dealer because
Wow.
you have to have a lot of money. When I started, I had
Mm.
less than 5,000. That
Scare
was my
tactics.
that was for the license, the inventory, and everything. That was my everything money. So we experience that all the time.
And you started
But
with that one car. And today, when I came to North Carolina, I think you had an inventory of over 187 cars at the time. And it's probably more right now.
actually,
But
I have more
this
than
was just 2 years
200.
ago, right?
I have more than 200 right now.
Exactly. You have more than 200 cars right now.
Yeah.
But look, and that's why we told you when we go live and we do the Smart Move podcast, we take real life examples on our own lives and our own experience. Please share this life. Don't have a scarcity mindset. Share the life so that somebody can come here and also learn something tonight. Freddie is telling you that he started doing car flipping with one car and $2,500. And today he owns two dealerships, and now both dealerships grossing close to $2 million a year or more. And so when you guys listen to that, and this is somebody who has only been in the US for barely 5 years, you understand that this is possible, and he's here telling you it is possible. So people that have a scarcity mindset, they're gonna scare you. In scarcity, you have scarce, but there's also scare in that word. The reason why people think that everything is scarce is because they're also scared. They're scared that, okay, see, if Freddie is now selling cars like us and he gets a dealership license, maybe he's going to come and be more successful. So they hate competition. They hate competition. People like that. Number three, they don't like competition. And another thing is that such people are very pessimistic. They're always thinking that if we get more people involved in this field, maybe there's not going to be enough. We're not going to have enough customers
Yeah.
anymore. And you shouldn't be thinking that way. I watch a live or a video of Don Peebles. He is the I think he's the
The
only
richest.
African American who is a billionaire in real estate. And he was saying that every time that he sees a developer, a black developer like him, he sees that person not as a competition, but as a potential partner. And as we speak right now, he has partnered with other black developers, real estate developers, and they were trying to build something that they call the affirmation tower. And the affirmation tower is going to be the tallest building of the Western Hemisphere. It's going to be the tallest building of New York, but also the tallest building of the Western Hemisphere. That is going to be majority owned by Black people. Think about that for a second. This is a billionaire in real estate. He's not scared of other people that are investing in real estate, that are developers in real estate. So, why are we sitting here and being scared? I don't understand. Freddie, I remember a couple of years ago when IT was really still a new thing. I remember I kept sharing all kinds of IT trainings that I could find. I would share that on my page. And then one day somebody contacted me and said, "Pourquoi tu veux rendre vulgaire notre métier?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Pourquoi tu veux saturer
Everybody,
notre métier? What do you mean? Like, how am I going to saturate your industry if this is an industry where there's a shortage of employees? They're still
exactly.
hiring thousands of people in cybersecurity. They don't have enough employees in cybersecurity. You can go today, start getting training, getting comment tu appelles ça, a 2 year associate degree at a community college, or follow a training and get your certifications, and you will
Mhm.
still be hired out there because they have a shortage. I got into IT 4 or 5 years ago, and I got my first job only after, after passing my certification, doing everything. It took me about 3 to 4 months. And I worked in IT so many years, and I decided to quit and go focus on my business. But even up until today, I still get thousands of requests in IT because
Exactly.
they have a
Yeah.
shortage. So, comment tu vas
Mhm.
venir me dire que pourquoi tu veux rendre notre métier vulgaire? What do you mean? Why do you think that you should be the only one making six figure and then going around and acting like you're the boss of everyone, and people are gonna come and be begging you like back home when you used to have the richest people in the village? They will never tell you how they got rich, but they want you to be their employee, and then every day come to their house. Oh, mon enfant a besoin d'argent pour aller à l'école. Please, can you help my children go to school? Can you help my wife? She just gave birth. We need help with children. You know what I mean? Like, people like to be in that position. I don't. I personally prefer to have partners that are at the same level that I am, or at a higher level than me. I feel very uncomfortable being in a position where I'm going to keep other people down there and I'm going
Yeah.
to be up here. Even my employees. I have employees back home in Cameroon. I sit them down and I do profit sharing with them. I tell them, okay, you know what? Whatever you produce in this company, you have to keep in mind that your salary is just a base. When we make money, I only need 40% of that. The rest of the 60%, I want you to share that between all of you. Share that amongst yourself. Because I don't want to be in a position where I'm just the one that is coming and giving orders and making money, and then everybody else is not making money. And on top of that, I also tell them, when you are at my place of work, if you already done everything that you're supposed to do regarding this business, feel free to do your own business. I tell them that. People think that I'm crazy. That, okay, how can you allow your employees to do their own business in your business, at your business? I'm like, I don't care. My
Yeah.
business is, as long as they take care of my all my clients, they have availability. They have an office. They have they have internet. They have everything. They can do an online business. They can do all of that as long as they sit there and they take care of my clients. I'm grateful. They're building their family. They're building wealth, and they're also helping me build wealth. Can I be in Cameroon and the US at the same time? I
Nope.
don't understand this idea that people have, where they always see everything as if it was competition, and they're always pessimistic that something bad is going to happen. And another one that I would like to get your opinion on, um, Freddie, is that most people that have a scarcity mindset, they wish they wish for other people's failure. Like, deep
Exactly.
inside, deep down inside, they wish that the other person would fail in their endeavor. Like, someone like me. Remember when you said that I was posting about all my closings, and I was celebrating all the closings on my page and all of that. And when you were seeing all my posts, it was creating something in your brain that, wait a minute, this lady is always celebrating every milestone, but I'm sitting here always acting as if I don't have enough, or I haven't done enough, and I'm still out there grinding. Like, when do I sit, stop, and enjoy and really appreciate my efforts and my milestone? You looked at how you could be inspired by what I was doing. But at the same time, someone else is going to be like, someone came on my page and said, well, all this bragging that you're always doing on your page, all I see on your page all the time, I don't learn anything. I don't get inspired by anything. All I see on your page is bragging. Imagine somebody, a lot of people think this. A lot of people go on my page and they think that I like to brag, and I don't care. You can think what you want. I don't care. But this one had the courage to actually come and comment. That comment is still there. I didn't delete it and I didn't block her. But I just wondered, how can you be in your normal state of mind and you think that I'm on my page bragging? So you really have nothing to learn other than seeing that I'm bragging. So how do you feel about that? The fact that some people would sit down and in their scarcity mindset, they will hope that the other person will fail. Maybe I don't know if they're gonna feel better that way. Are they gonna win that way? What do you think?
because they are seeing the glass half full. That's the problem. And I'm going to get to the meat
You
and
mean half
potatoes.
empty? Half empty?
Yeah. Oh,
Half
half
empty?
empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the problem here is tend to ask ourselves the wrong questions. And I learned that in Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki. That book changed my life. And I shared that in 2020 when I started to share books. In his book, he said that the poor people always say that they cannot afford something, but the rich people say, how can I afford? And this is what is happening in our brain. Like the people with the scarcity mindset, they always think that at some point of time, they might not be able to do this or do that. At some point of time, they might lose what they have. At some point of time, they cannot afford this and that. So what I want to tell here, I'm just going to take a simple example. When I purchased my house and there was a pool in there, and people was keep telling me that how expensive was to maintain the pool,
Hmm. We hear that a
and
lot.
I was just like, most of the mansions, like the rich people house, they have the pool, they have like 2 acres garden that need maintenance, and it's always clean.
Thank you.
How do they do that? The problem sometimes is we ask ourselves the wrong questions.
There you go.
How can I be able to afford to have my pool cleaned?
Simple. That's the right
And
question.
there are so many ways that you can do that. And everything went through my mind, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to now being scared. I already have the pool. So what's the next step?
Yeah.
Now you have to start thinking. And that's how you're going to shift from the scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset. Because
Yeah.
every time I look at something, I'm asking myself, how can I be able to afford this? I'm just going to take like 3 simple examples. Like in my pool, first of all, you can do one thing. You can learn how to do it yourself. Second, you can pay somebody to do it and think about what extra thing that you can do to earn more money. Because everything is about, if you want to
Yeah.
afford like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, all you have to do is find something that's going to pay that for you.
C'est tout.
And this is why where people are lost. They don't understand. And the minute you understand that, it's going to change your life. Like I don't say that I cannot afford anything right now, because every single thing, like for the pool, just to give an example for some of you out there that have a pool, there's an app that called Swimply, where you can list your pool and your neighbors can come in summer months to enjoy your pool.
I
You
used to,
can,
I didn't even know
you,
about that. I just learned
yeah,
something.
you
So,
can
so
use
there,
that
so
money
you say
to
that
maintain your pool.
there's an Airbnb of pools.
There's an Airbnb of pools. They actually have 2 apps that you can list your pool, and then
I
you,
just learned something. So
yeah,
instead of going
you
to a
make,
public Instead of going to a public pool, they'll just come
Yeah,
to a residential pool. That's better.
and
It's
you
such
charge
a
by
good
the
thing.
hours. So a pool cleaning company is going to charge you $75 a week. This is my case, for example. They charge $75 a week to come and check your pool and balance and clean it. So you have two parties on the weekend that pays you like 400. You pay them 75 and you keep the profit. So it's just that we sometimes tend not to think. We just focus on the problem
Yeah.
rather than focusing on the solution.
Oh man,
And
pretty.
that
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 book
is amazing.
that book says,
Rachel says, I like the pool one. That is powerful. I didn't even know that. Thank you
yeah.
for saying that. Yeah.
So it's we are in a state like everything is about how you think. Scarcity mindset, that's something that happen. It's it can happen to you, but it's easy to get out of it if you understand the quote of Robert Kiyosaki. Ask yourself the right question.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
If
so powerful, Freddie.
you remember last time we were talking in a real estate group where you were saying to people, like, if you want to buy a house and you are focusing on the down payment, there's like, we are in America, there's so many things that you can do. Like, the problem normally would cannot be the down payment, because you can drive Uber 2 hours a day and make what, 150 dollars. That's like 600 a week. And after 6 months, you'll be able to come up. So we have to stop come up with excuses and just ask ourselves the same question: how, what can I do to be able to afford this or that? We have to put jealousy on the side, because
Yeah.
right now we are in the society where there's so many things that you can do. You actually don't even have to have a skills to do anything.
Right.
Like, we see some TikTokers that are multi-millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
even talking. So what holds you to be that person? Nothing. So
Incredible, Freddie. You know what? Actually, there's one person. I think there's one person on YouTube. I think one of the highest paid YouTuber out there with millions of subscribers. All he was doing was to share some food. I think he's called the food god
Mr.
or some.
Beast,
Sorry.
Mr. Beast,
Um, Mr. Beast too. Just recently,
yeah.
he helped out so many people, so many blind
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, he is also he's one of the greatest YouTuber of all time. And so what they're doing is just sharing something. The fact that we're always hiding, even just the fact that you and I we're here on this live right now, a lot of people are scared. They're thinking, "Mais
Yeah,
what are
there's
they
a
talking
scam
about?"
behind that.
Yeah, it's a bit touchy, est-ce qu'ils parlent mieux l'anglais que nous? Est-ce qu'ils sont plus beaux que nous? Est-ce qu'ils sont plus riches que nous? They will just criticize and look at what is bad in what we're doing, but they will not look at anything inspiring in what we're doing here. It's important that you understand the reason why Mark Zuckerberg became one of the youngest billionaires out there is because he was creating a platform that could allow people to connect and share. And when he was taking his time, him and his classmate, to prepare something like that, the idea was not like they did not see that they were going to make money, billions right away. But this was going to be their way of helping people. I remember speaking to someone. I mean, I think I read, no, somebody was speaking recently, and I picked up something that I will never forget. And that person said, if you want to become a billionaire, find a way to help 1 billion people. If you want to
Exactly.
become a millionaire, find a way to help 1 million people. It's as simple as that. But
Very
people will
simple.
sit and be scared to share what they know because they think that maybe if they share, then they wouldn't have enough left. And that's exactly where the problem lies. Is because in your mind, you're thinking that there isn't enough, but there is an abundance in the universe. There's always something that somebody is creating. Every time that you're not putting something out there, you wake up in the morning, somebody has already put it out there.
Yeah. And if
So,
you can't share, how can you receive? Because you
right.
have to let go in order to have more.
Freddie, think about this. We used to have this thing that we called la la robe de du dimanche, ou bien something, where you have to have your best clothes that you only use when you're going to a special event or something like that. And voilà, la dernière valise.
Yeah.
We had something that we call la dernière valise, which is like your most beautiful, your most
Outfit,
beautiful
yeah.
outfit. And what did we do with the most beautiful outfit? And we have moms on this live today. What do we do with the most beautiful clothes that our children have? We Thank you. Tu te mets sur ton 31, And so what do we do with that? We keep it somewhere dans la cantine, like they call it au pays, au village. So you fold it and you put it in a drawer somewhere, or a dresser somewhere. What you forget is that l'habit de Noël. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. L'habit de Noël ou l'habit de bonne année. So you're having those clothes that you're going to wear once a year. By the time you're wearing those clothes, Freddie, they don't fit anymore.
Yeah, you outgrow those.
You're sitting there, you're thinking, okay, I have this one clothes, this one dress, this one suit, and I'm gonna hold on to it so badly, and that's how you end up not even using it. I remember somebody taking an example on children, that when you give them gifts, like let's say you give a child a cake, for example, and he doesn't eat the cake. He takes the cake and then he goes and hides the cake somewhere because he doesn't want to share that with anybody. He's scared that his cake might finish. And so what's going to happen is that by the time he thinks about it, the cake will probably be stale and he can no longer eat it,
Really.
because it's now no longer good for his health. And that's the same thing that happens to us. There are things that you have inside of you that people need right now, but you're holding on to that. Is it when you go to your grave that you're going to share that? I don't
Mhm.
know, because if that child had eaten the cake, then there will be space now for the parents to give him more cake. If the child had shared the cake with some other people, then the parents will see, oh, he no longer has cake. Then when they go out, they're going to bring him more cake. So we put ourselves in a situation where we're holding onto things to the point where we don't give ourselves opportunities to get more. We have to create an opportunity where there is room for us to receive even more blessings in our lives, more knowledge, more friendship, more opportunities, more business, and all of that. We can't be in this position where we're always thinking, oh, we're going to run out of things. No. In my house, Freddie, and we're talking now about how to really switch and just really shift that mindset and become abundant. And I just want to take one example of how I handle this. In in my case, I always believe that there is enough out there. Whatever I want, there is room for me to get it. So it's only a matter of choice. And I told you how I bought this house that I'm in, that is very soon going to be valued at $1 million, because I made the deliberate, intentional choice that I want this house. So the question was not when I came to this neighborhood the first time. The regular person, when you come to this neighborhood, you'll be intimidated. You're going to tell yourself, oh, no, I can't live here. I cannot afford to live here. My mind, when I came here in this neighborhood, my first reaction was, this is where I deserve to live. I
Exactly.
deserve to live here. And I'm going to live here. And by the time I knew it, my mind was now processing. How do we get financing? How do we get down payment? How do we get this? So now my brain is processing solutions, right? So you have to
Exactly.
put yourself in a position where your mind is very obedient. Your mind is, it's a muscle. It will just grow as you make it grow. If you are trying to shrink it, it's also going to shrink. So it will take the direction you're giving it. So I told myself that I deserve to live here and I'm going to make sure I live here. Now I live here. I've been here for a year and I'm enjoying this equity that has grown so fast on the property, right? Because that's how I think. Number two, I share a lot. I don't put myself in a position where I'm thinking, oh, maybe if I share my knowledge or if I share the opportunities that I have, I'm no longer going to have them. You know how many people call me every day saying that they want to become realtors? A lot. So when I make a post, I have more people coming to me saying that they want to become realtors, more than people liking, commenting, and contacting me for business to become my clients. And I don't mind. I keep sharing. I keep inviting people to do that. I did the same thing for the stock market. When I arrived here in the United States, nobody was talking about the stock market in our community. I might be wrong. I would love somebody to prove me wrong. When I started talking about the stock market, boom, everybody started talking about it. Everybody wanted to do it. Everybody wanted to even teach how to invest in the stock market. Some of them went out there and started even investing for others and taking people's money. And I don't know if they ended up giving the money back or no. But that's just to tell you that, if I were thinking, oh, il faut pas que j'en parle aux gens, where would I be? Somebody had to talk about it for me to know about it. And that
Exactly.
person today is my partner. And those of you who are here, you're part of the millionaire movement. You know who I'm talking about, Coach Rene Momasso. I always give him his flowers. People feel like by saying that somebody has helped you or somebody has um, given you opportunities, it makes you a lesser person or it reduces your success. No, I know how to
Exactly.
acknowledge that people helped me. And I'm now willing to help other people as well. So that's why I'm always offering, coaching to people and things like that, giving them the opportunity to learn what we do. Do you have any other ways that you could suggest, Freddie, as to how people can really switch from that mindset, from that mentality of scarcity to gain, more confidence and get into a mentality of abundance? Do you have any other way?
The key is just to understand that you can have everything.
Yeah,
Just have to say to yourself, because everything starts in within. Because
yeah,
a lot of you are scared because you don't even think that you deserve or you can afford what the other people are having every day. Because
yeah,
those people with like 16, 20, 40 millions dollar home, they are not like from other planets. Those are human beings.
they are.
If they can do it, you can do it too. The problem is just in the switch. You have to know and acknowledge that there's enough for everybody. It's
Mhm.
not because I'm selling cars today that if somebody comes and open another dealership on the side, it's going to affect my business.
Yeah.
You have
Right.
to understand that. And that's where, as soon as you acknowledge that and you start thinking that way, you're never going to be in the scarcity mindset ever in your life.
Yeah. I mean, it's a terrible feeling to be in a scarcity mindset. And one of the things that I do, Freddie, in my house, when I go shopping, and that's why I have a Sam's Club card. So when I go shopping, I always buy things in double so that I know the feeling when I'm looking for something and I can't find it parce que c'est fini. Just recently, I was in a position where I said, damn, I can't believe this. I'm a millionaire, I'm a business owner, but I'm always struggling to charge my phone. I can't believe this. It's either because I lost the charger somewhere and I had to go ask my mom. I lost 20 times. Ma, can I use your charger? One day I sat down and asked myself, how much is your charger? Jeez.
That's $20.
Yeah. I went online on Amazon that day. I ordered 10 of them. I said, even if I get to lose the charger, I'm going to get out. There's one waiting for me. And that way, if I see that I only have two chargers left, I'm gonna go get more chargers. I do not, these are little things. It seems very little and it's not even expensive, mais je t'assure, c'est embêtant. Just at
Really
that
annoying.
time when you need to charge your phone and you don't have a charger, either because this one is broken or you lost it or something like that. Little things like the charger, little things like the parapluie, the umbrella, little things. I mean, I'm just giving you some tips. I don't know about you, but me,
I
I
never
hate
lose my charger.
to be in a position where I'm looking for. Now, in my house, I have a charger in my office. A charger. My office is, I sank by I 30 seconds walking distance to my bedroom. I have a charger in my bedroom, a charger in my living room, a charger in my kitchen, a charger in my car, and that's an extra charger in my purse. When I change purses, I put a charger in that new purse. I said to myself, this is the last time that you had to worry about something like a charger. And
Yeah.
Freddie, this is what happened to me. I was driving and the car charger stopped working and my phone died. And I don't know what was happening, but I had to park the car on. No, no, my car had an issue. I think there was something wrong with the car, and I could no longer drive it. So I had to park the car urgently on the side of a highway, right? Like right there, and it was very dangerous. But I could not call anybody. I couldn't call 911. And just imagine the freezing cold out there with a car not working. So right there, I was lucky enough, and everybody was just passing, phew, phew, phew. They were just going. I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to die here. And I hate the cold. So I was freezing. By the time somebody maybe called the police and told them that there's a lady waving at cars on the highway, and I just after a few minutes, a police officer parked by my car, and then was able to call. He was able to use his phone to call my insurance so that they can send someone. And then at the same time, he also gave me a ride, and he said that they're not supposed to do that, but he just feels like I am unsafe there. So he had to pick me up in his car. Just think about it. This is just about a charger. So now I do not joke. I have double. If one doesn't work, the other must work. I'm just telling you. And that's what we do. That's the scarcity mindset. Something that costs $20. I was about to die on the highway because my car stopped working, broke down, but I could not contact my insurance to come and tow the car. I could not call my husband to come pick me up. I could not do anything. I couldn't contact anyone. So please, little things like that, man, get them in double. How much is it? Another thing is things like, paper towel. I will have at least 2 packs of 24. Like, even if there was something going on and people have to be snowed in or whatever happens, I could stay in my house, don't go anywhere, and still be able to live in this house for a good amount of time. You bump it up. Yeah. So right there, it's since that day I decided I can never be short of anything. If I'm buying toothbrushes in my house, it has to be multiple packs of toothbrushes, multiple packs of toothpaste, a lot of them. If I'm gonna have cars, I'm gonna have at least 2 cars. If one car breaks down, I have to be able to use another car, or my insurance can give me another car. But the thing is that the car that the insurance usually gives you is not even comfortable. So I do not want to be in that position ever again in my life. You understand where I'm coming from, right? That, that's how my brain works now. I have to be in abundance, like
All
Tushen
the time.
Joshua.
Hmm. Very
It's
important.
important. People have to shift the way they think. And another thing, you said something about the job. People are having a bad time at their job, but they're staying there for 10 years because they feel like, oh my God, I have to go through the process of doing the interviews and all of that. Man, wherever I worked, I was always interviewing. I'm sorry.
Always.
I was always interviewing. And even if you work for me, I'm always going to tell you, be interviewing. Because if you find even me, if I find a better opportunity for you, I'm going to have you go to that opportunity. I'm going to replace you. I'm going to get someone to come, and then you can train that person and you can move on to something better for your life. We have to stop hanging on to things. That's what holds us behind. Another thing that
Exactly.
just came to my mind is uh, being willing to work with others and celebrate other people's success. Do not see people as your competitors. See them as your
Big
potential
thing.
partners and applaud them. Here
Exactly.
is Bettina. Every time, even when I posted a few days ago that I'm licensed in Virginia as a real estate agent, she congratulated me. A lot of people will not even say congratulations, well done, good job. They don't care. They'll scroll past that
Even the
and they
fake
will not
one.
say anything. No, sometimes what? And then pour clôturer, Freddy. When you talk about people, when you talk about celebrating other people's success, I am going to tell you something that you're going to find funny. When I post on Facebook in general, I tag people. When I tag people, I want them to be able to see what I do and be inspired by what I'm doing. And now
Mhm.
their friends will see what somebody's doing and be inspired by that as well. And I remember
Mhm.
there's a lady who was just watching, who just saw a post online on somebody else's page and then contacted me. And she just recently bought an investment property. She's a nurse working double and all that. And she wants to build wealth. So she bought her first investment property here in Maryland. And many other people like that, that indirectly through friends and all of that, were able to come to me for coaching, mentoring, and things like that. But you will not believe this. How many times I'm going to post something, and in general, Facebook would allow you to tag 100 people.
Mhm.
5 minutes later, it went from 100 to 95 every single time. What does that tell you?
Well, that some people just like ignore
No,
your post
they
or
untag themselves.
they
There's one thing about there's one thing about ignoring a post, but it's another thing to take your time to go and untag yourself from a post. Like, I do not post any obscenities. I do not post anything that is not decent, that is not helpful. Yeah. So yeah, it's possible, Bettina. You didn't know you can untag yourself. If somebody tags you on
I
their
didn't even
post,
know that.
oh no, just like I didn't know that you can rent your pool. I am telling you, you can untag yourself. Somebody tags you on something, you have the ability to remove the tag or even approve the tag. If you tag me on your post, I can untag myself or I can approve the tag and then it's going to appear on my profile, or I can ignore it. If I ignore it, it's still going to show that I'm tagged, but it's not going to appear on my page, right? But
Okay.
what these people are doing is that every time that Lisa Prudy posts something and tags them, they take their time, a few minutes out of their day, and they untag themselves. Now tell me, why are you my friend on Facebook? Like, I did not ask you to take my post and share it. I did not tell you to go and advertise my business. I didn't tell you to go and tell your entire family that if you want to buy a house, go see Coach Lisa Pretty.
Yeah.
I did not tell you to buy my book. I did not tell you to do anything for me. All I did was to tag you so that people who know you can see what I'm doing. That alone is a way of you helping my business grow by giving my business more like more opportunities, right?
Mhm.
For people to see. And that alone, you don't even want that to happen. Something that you don't have to make any other effort, even that, you have to remove that from someone. Do you see how wicked people can be?
That's really bad.
Yet the
That's,
people are still on my page being my friends and looking at everything that I'm doing and learning from what I'm doing, applying what I'm doing, not saying anything, but on tagging themselves when I happen to tag them. I need you to keep that in mind to see where our society is. Please, guys, do not be like that. Appreciating, celebrating
mm,
something that someone is doing, giving compliments will not remove anything from your own success, from your own growth, and from your own light. We can all shine together.
together.
There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know if you have any closing words, Freddie, about how to switch from that scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset so that we can close today's podcast. We wanted it to be live so that we can interact. And Bettina says scarcity mindset equals African mindset. Bettina, you will be surprised. It's
Not
African, but
really.
there's also a lot of people out there
Yeah.
that are not Africans that do the same thing. Except for the Jews, of course. There's always un mauvais grand partout, but the Jews have shown us what they can do when they are together, right? So, yeah. Freddie, over to you for your closing remarks.
All I want to say to anybody here is just the frustration is what holds you back. Because the more you are frustrated about uh, who is making more money, about your boss, about the less chances you have to be successful in your way in your life. And there's a lot of opportunity out there for everybody. So you just have to sit there, switch your mind, and trust the process.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. There is enough room for all of us to shine. And
Yeah.
the Smart Move podcast was created just for that, so that we can share with you what we are doing that is making us shine, that is making us successful, so that you can learn from that and be successful as well. Don't have a scarcity mindset. Please subscribe or follow our channels and share with as many people as you can. Share,
Mm.
even if they have to untag themselves. Share quand même and tag them. Until next time, guys, go out there and achieve your dream because yes, it's possible and yes, you can. Good
Exactly.
night, Freddie. Also a part of prochaine édition.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Good night, Bettina. Oh, Bettina has a question. I have a question. How do you help your children not get in that mindset? Like me, I always tell my kids when they ask so much, I do not have money. Ah, Freddie, answer that before we go. Bettina is wondering how can she change that mindset instead of telling her children every time that I don't have money, I don't have money. How can she help them
We,
understand how to have an
we can
abundance
do
mindset?
a whole podcast about that because I was telling that to my wife like 2 months ago
Mm-hmm.
that some things that she's saying actually affect even the way you think.
Yeah.
So I promise, we are going to schedule something for you.
That's for the next edition, Bettina. So hold us accountable. Even if we don't do it, you can remind us. And we always want you to share ideas, topics that you want us to touch on next time. Please put that in the comment section. What would you like us to address next time? We would definitely appreciate those topics. We'll bring you our experience and we'll also like to learn more from you as well. So we'll definitely get back to you on that. It's an excellent question and there's a
Thank
lot
you
that
so
you can
much.
do to build the mindset of your children. All right. All right. Good night, everyone. See you next time.
See you.